Hello, everyone. Welcome into another episode of the Run Your Day podcast, starting off a brand new month of November 2018. Super excited to be with you again. Dan Hafner here. Today's topic inside of the theme of alignment is this: character through actions. Thank you very much for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show.
Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
All right, everyone. Welcome into today's show. Before I get started today, I wanted to have a special shout out inside of this show to the one, the only Debbie Hafner, my mother, the one that brought me into this world. It is her birthday today, and I want to be the first to wish her publicly here a happy, happy birthday. I love you, moms. You have been my number one fan throughout this show. I believe she was like the only one that's ever listened to probably every single episode that I've ever done. And that's what moms are for, right? So happy birthday to Mama Hafner. I love you and hope you have a great, great birthday. So in today's show, I'm going to get a little bit deeper into this topic we talked about yesterday in actions leading to words. And now we're going to talk about how words lead into habits and into character. And I got a little bit into this yesterday, but I thought it was worth going a little bit deeper into this. Because we talked about thoughts, right? We talked about thoughts and actions yesterday, and those are the mini, like the smaller level parts to this whole process. It all starts with your thoughts, right? But those eventually lead to your actions and your habits, and your habits make up who you are. They make up your character, and your character and your integrity is something that is known to everyone. As far as like, this is who you are. Like, this is who Dan Hafner is, or this is who, whatever your name is as a person. And it is made up of your character, right? Whether you are known as a hard worker, or you're known as just the nicest person ever, or you're known as someone who will literally give the shirt off your back to a friend in need or a stranger in need, or whatever it might be. Those traits of yours are known as your character, and they're only made up over time through your habits. So your habits become who you are. It was Socrates himself that said success is not an act, it is a habit. So we are what we repeatedly do. And I think this is, or was that Aristotle? Oh, I can't remember. Those are. I remember hearing that in high school for the first time. It's been so long. But excellence is a habit. I know that was said by a famous philosopher at some point in time, and it's so true because if you look at anyone in their life that is excellent at something or that is elite at whatever they do, it is a habit. It is ingrained in what they do. It is ingrained in who they are as a person, as a man, as a woman, as whatever they are. It comes second nature. And it hasn't happened overnight. It happens over time, under pressure, under stress, through discipline, through actionable, habits that take the shape of their thoughts, right? And then those thoughts and those habits then become character. So in order to align yourself, emotionally, spiritually, and physically with what you're trying to do and what you want to be as a person, it comes through your habits. It comes through your discipline every single day. There's been many, many, many times in my life where I have felt out of alignment, and due to this very fact that when I sat back and looked at it through the lens of the past and looked at it and saying, okay, where did I actually go wrong here? Or when something finally becomes clear to me, it was that I started taking different habits, and it started with my thoughts. It started thinking differently. And then those thoughts manifested themselves in the words that came out of my mouth, and even if there weren't words coming out of my mouth, it manifested in my actions, in not doing certain things or in doing certain things different ways, being more lackadaisical about things, started just not caring as much, or, slipping on quality or whatever it might have been. And I look back on these situations and say, okay, I got out of habit. I got out of the habit of what I was doing that made me good at something in the first place, or got me to a certain place in the first place. And I think this happens with a lot of people. You work, you get disciplined, you go back to school, you get educated, you do whatever you got to do, and you're focused on one thing. And that focus is so hard to maintain for so long for a lot of people that then once you reach a goal, or even if you don't reach it, you get out of that habit because it's difficult, right? It's just hard. You might have seen results and then thought that you were, on top of the world and you could change what you were doing. And then that change in itself got you out of the habit that got you there. And now you're finding yourself slipping, or you're, being caught by other people, and you're like, what is going on? And it's because you got rid of the habit and the actions that got you there in the first place. You forgot about the skills that got you to where you are in the first place. And it's very common. You see this a lot in sports. You see this a lot in whatever kind of sport that you watch is, if you forget about the hard work and the discipline that got you to a championship game, you're not going to succeed. I don't care how good you are, because there's so much else going on that if you allow yourself to be caught up in those emotions and caught up in that spiraling, just twist of doom on your way down, getting back to those habits is what will save you. Getting back to the habits that built your character in the first place is what will realign you, and it'll make you feel better. It'll make you perform better. It'll do everything. And it comes down to discipline is the ultimate driver of your habits and the ultimate driver of your character. What do you want to be known as? What do you want to be remembered as? What do you want your legacy to be? It's not something we think about every day, but it's something I've thought about more and more in my life. What do I want people to remember about me? What do I want to be known for? It's a tough question, right? It's a tough question to sit with. So think about how your habits are shaping your character and how that character will reflect upon you one day. Think about it. Even this weekend, take time to think about, how are your habits creating a character for yourself? And do you like what that person is? Do you like what that person is to the world? How you are perceived in the world by people that you love or people that you don't even know. So that's my challenge for you today. So I want you to think about that. And as always, that's going to wrap up the show. As always, thank you for joining. Really appreciate you guys coming in here. Looking forward to another month of the Run Your Day podcast episodes. I got one more topic for you inside of this theme of alignment for tomorrow. And be sure to tune in for that one. As always, again, happy birthday to Mama Hafner out there. I love you, and I hope you have a good day. And, to the rest of you out there, I hope you guys are really taking to heart these challenges and doing and actually trying to, at least sit and think with the questions that I pose every day, because if you can get in the habit of thinking of these things, it really, really does start to make a difference over time. So as always, thank you very much for joining. Appreciate you guys, and we will talk to you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.